Alright, what's up everybody? My name is James. Welcome back to my channel. This is the Greenbelt training race, the B race. So this is for category 3 and 4 riders. Without any traffic, probably a 45-minute drive from my house. With the horrendous traffic, trying to get here by 5:30 or so. On this day, it took me about an hour and 50 minutes. So sitting in my car for that long and then trying to rush to get ready for the race, not ideal. But anyway, SLR, we have Ben Tamsky in this race, and then we have Adam as well. Ben is a couple points away from his Category 3 upgrade, and Adam is, I think, 4 points away from his Category 2 upgrade. And me, on whatever poor form and fitness I have, I'm essentially trying to help them get into top 5, because that would give them the points that they need. So it looks like NCVC wants to be pretty active today. The two teams that have the biggest representation in this field is NCVC and District Taco. They both have 5 or 6 guys in this race. Alright, we hop forward about a half lap. I am using some energy to move up because I am out of position. I need to be towards the front because I am responsible for shutting down any threatening moves that go off the front. Right now, Tom Maggio from NCVC is off the front solo. And here we have Bennett Lamb from Total. He is going to pick it up. Aiden from District Taco is right on his wheel. Adam is in good position. He is on Aiden's wheel. Then we got Sean in front of me, and I am on Sean's wheel. So we are going through the start-finish line, and then we are going to go downhill to the only corner on the course, which is a right-hand turn. The downhill on this course is definitely a place that you want to conserve some energy, and you want to get in the draft. So yeah, especially because on the other side of the course is that drag uphill. All right, so we've brought back Tom here. Nobody's off the front. I don't particularly want to initiate any moves today, and I can already tell that my legs are not feeling good, so that's going to be a theme throughout today. But this Route 1 Velo rider comes around with Bennett Lamb on his wheel. I am telling Adam to just sit in here. I think it's pretty clear that Bennett from Total is the strongest rider in this field. There are some other strong riders. Alex Gass from NCVC is really strong. Flynn Baker from District Taco is also strong. There are probably a handful of guys that are pretty strong in this race, and even though a solo break is very unlikely to stick, if any of the strong guys here get in a break, especially if it's District Taco and NCVC represented there, then we have to follow that move. And for the most part, because I'm the domestique for the day, I am responsible for shutting down those moves as much as possible. All right, we are a few laps in. Again, when I'm on the front, I don't want to particularly set an infernal pace or anything like that. But Carl from NCVC has other ideas. He comes up on the right side. Kyle Benson from Route 1 Velo is on his wheel. He's gonna follow. And then I see a District Taco rider, so I should start following here because both of the big teams are represented already. This was a decently hard effort. It kind of petered off at the end, but it does set up this rider nicely. I believe this is Bennett Chambers from looking at the registration list. I think he's a University of Arizona rider. You can see that he snaps pretty hard over the top through the start-finish line. Bennett Lamb is in hot pursuit. Flynn Baker goes off the front too. So I am responsible for shutting this down for my team, especially because I'm the one that's in position. But my legs are not responding. So unfortunately, I'm not able to latch on to Flynn's wheel. I feel like on a normal day I would have been able to, but it is what it is. Thankfully, Carl, this Redshift rider, and another District Taco rider come around. So they are doing a little bit of pulling downhill here. So right now we got both Bennetts, the University of Arizona Bennett and the Total Bennett, along with Flynn Baker up the road a little bit. The Redshift guy, I think his name is Blaze. He tries to bridge across. This I don't really understand here. I don't know his name, but he's a District Taco rider. He already has Flynn in the break, but he comes around me and he puts in an effort. Pretty hard effort. Alex Truitt from NCVC, who actually introduced himself to me after the race. Really nice guy. He was the one who made the shark brain move with about 1 lap to go along the barriers on the right side in the Capital Cup video that I posted. But yeah, Owen Little from Meta, who is a solo rider today in this field, he was on Alex's wheel, and if you saw, the District Taco rider just pulled everybody up to that 3-man break. So now District Taco has 2 riders in the break, which is not a bad situation. But the District Taco rider was definitely one doing all the work, and Alex and Owen were basically sitting in on his wheel, which tactically for him should not have happened. And look at me, sitting here saying all this, and I missed, what, 4 opportunities to bridge across? Yeah, my legs were not feeling it. Who knows if I would have made it, but this is what makes racing kind of fun, right? 1,000 different scenarios based on many, many little decisions that you make. Anyway, on this course, the centerline rule is in effect. You see a little bit of sliver of space on the left side here, so I come around Ben, and then Aiden pushes out a little bit to the left, which pushes me a little bit wide. I do go over the center line. I think a lot of people made a bigger deal of it than what it actually was, but, you know, understandably so. So I will call myself out there in saying that I did go over the yellow line. But the situation right now, I think there are 6 in the break. Because I was not able to get into the break, unfortunately Adam or Ben has to get into that break now. Either that or we can tow it back, which is probably not what we want to do. However, I did talk to Adam about this after the race. Right when he made this move, he's going downhill. Now, the pack is going to be traveling pretty much as fast as he is, even though he might be pounding watts. Yeah, especially on a steeper downhill, the pack is going to travel faster for much less effort than a solo rider. So what he should have done is, if he was going to put in this effort, he should have done it on the uphill on the other side of the course. He would have definitely gotten a lot more bang for his buck, or bang for his watts, at least in terms of relative energy expenditure. But now, because he's trying to get away solo on the downhill, he is going to be pedaling, not getting any recovery on the downhill here. And then when he goes to the other side of the course, he's probably going to be pretty gassed to go up that hill. And in this particular situation, I think what happens is maybe almost a lap later, we end up catching Adam. All right, so Route 1 Velo has, I think, 3 riders in this race. They have missed the break. So this guy is going to try to solo bridge here, and nobody follows. So he has a pretty big task on his hands. Now, in this race up to this point, honestly, I am hurting. My legs feel absolutely terrible, which honestly I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting to feel this bad. So you can hear here Ben communicating with me, asking how I'm feeling. I'm honest and I say not good. Not good. And I think he knows that's pretty much a sign that he needs to get into the break if he can. So a few minutes later, coming through the start-finish line here, we are pushing over the top. Ben is able to get into a little chase group here. I think that's Aiden from DT and Alex Gass from NCVC, and I want to say that they are in chase of the break. And at this point, honestly, I don't know exactly who has fallen off of the break. I know that there are a few people who did fall off of it. Bennett Lamb from Total is solo off the front, and I want to say he might even have something like a 30-second gap at this point. But the guys that Ben is in the break with, Aiden from DT and Alex Gass from NCVC, both of those guys are extremely strong. So spoiler alert, that chase group is able to stay away. We are about 20 minutes into the race. Everything has pretty much chilled out a little bit here. Thankfully for me, because I'm feeling really bad. So now we have been up the road, and I am with Adam, and my responsibility is to kind of shepherd Adam into a good position, give him a lead out as much as I possibly can at the end, because in the end it's going to be Bennett who is solo, and then there's a chase group of 4, and then it's going to be a field sprint. All right, like I mentioned before, Route 1 Velo did miss the break, and the guy earlier who tried to do the solo bridge attempt has come back into the fold here. So Kyle is out in front. He's going to be pushing up this hill. There is an ABRT rider who is going to be following him, so they form a 2-man chase group. Spoiler on that is that they eventually get brought back. Another quick tactical error that one of the teams made here, this Route 1 Velo guy is getting on the front here. Kyle and that other guy are in a 2-man chase group, and this Route 1 Velo guy puts in some effort here. He pushes some watts, even though Kyle is up the road. And I don't think we can see him, so I don't think he can see that Kyle is not going to make it yet. But yeah, just wanted to point that out really quickly. All right, hopping forward another couple laps. We just came through the start-finish line with 4 to go. The Route 1 Velo guys are a little bit upset at Jamar and maybe me for not really pedaling on the front. I have Ben in the brake, so I have no obligation to pull at all. And my legs definitely don't want to. Jamar is from GII. They do not have anyone in the brake. So yeah, I guess he has obligation to pull, but obviously he doesn't have to. The brake is pretty much far gone at this point, and I don't think we're going to be bringing it back. So I actually think Route 1 Velo getting on the front here after the corner might even be a tactical error, because if they're not going to be able to bring the brake back and that chase group, then you might as well just try to conserve energy for the finish. Maybe they saw the redshift guy up the road here who had fallen off the brake, and maybe they wanted to make sure they caught him. I don't know. Anyway, I'm perfectly happy sitting on the wheels here, getting a good draft, staying out of the swarm. And then you'll hear me here communicate with Adam. I see these two District Taco riders coming up the left side. Flynn is here, so I guess he had fallen off the brake too. But a lot of racing and positioning yourself is really about anticipation.
Get on, Adam. On the wheel.
You can hear me tell Adam to be on these guys' wheels. And yeah, there it goes. District Taco rider puts in some effort. Adam's able to quickly snap onto his wheel. He never really leaves his wheel, actually. And the field is stringing out again. So because Adam is nicely positioned, I can just sit in the draft here until it comes back together. And being top 5 wheels here with about 2.5 laps to go is a good situation for us. All right, this NCVC rider in front of us is Jacob Gramlich. If you are later in a race and you haven't seen someone pretty much the entire race, it's very likely that they've done a good job of hiding and being efficient and saving energy for whatever the final closing laps are. So he has probably done just that, and he's going to be pretty much here for the rest of the race. At this point, it's not 100% clear if he is working for somebody else on his team or if he is trying to get a good result. But being kind of up near the front, you can probably be relatively certain that he's going to be working for somebody else. And remember, Alex Gass from their team is up the road, so he's obviously not going to be putting any huge effort until the closing lap. I'll give NCVC some props. They are pretty well represented in the last 2 laps of this race. We got Alex Truitt on the front here, and behind me we have Carl, Tom, and Jacob. All right, coming to the line with 1 lap to go, we get the bell. I am 4th wheel right now. Now, there's no sign of Adam here, but you will see him flying down the inside on the downhill, so he does a really good job of making up, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 wheels right there. So now, coming out of this corner, we have about 1,200 meters to go. Alex Truitt from NCVC pulls off, and now Carl from NCVC takes the front. So this is kind of nice. I do see Adam on my right here.
Come on, Adam.
This is a good situation for us because Carl is setting a good pace on the front, still lining it out. Oh yes, one quick note about racing with a team. Communication is super, super, super important. So I was telling Adam after the race that I had no idea he was on my wheel until I actually looked and saw him. He is soft-spoken, so I did tell him that if he's going to speak up, he's got to yell. It just makes things a whole lot easier if I can just focus on what's in front of me and just make sure that Adam is there simply by hearing his voice. But either way in this situation, it worked out. But yes, these are things that we are always working on as a team. Now, as we hit the uphill, it's going to start swarming. So I have to put in some effort here, and I know that Adam is on my wheel. Jacob Gramlich comes around here. He basically sprints around me, so he's definitely working for somebody else. I think it's Tom. And even though I didn't have that much left in the tank, it's kind of sad, actually, the amount of power I had left. But I was able to shepherd Adam to drop him off onto Jacob Gramlich's wheel. And so Adam was able to stay second wheel pretty much to the line, and then he was able to sprint around for the field sprint win. So that put him in 6th place, which was nice. It was good enough for 2 upgrade points for him. So like I mentioned, Bennett Lamb from Total stayed away solo, so he won. I think he averaged something like 370 for 30 minutes, which was absolutely ridiculous. The chase group of 4, Aiden from DT got 2nd, Alex Gass from NCVC got 3rd, Ben from our team got 4th. Good job, Ben. Oh, wait, sorry. The results say Bennett Lamb 1st, Aiden from DT 2nd, Bennett Chambers from University of Arizona, the guy who put in that initial really hard attack, he got 3rd. And Bennett Chambers, I've seen him in a few other races earlier this season. He's a pretty strong racer, so And here too, that's definitely a good result. Ben Tamsky 4th, Alex Gass 5th, and then Adam from our team winning the field sprint for 6th. Even though it was expected for my fitness to be pretty bad, I am a little bit disappointed. So I am rebuilding my fitness for the next 8 weeks or so before some of the later season races. So, yep. Oh, I did double up today, and I got dropped from the A race after about 25 minutes or so. Yeah, that was hard. Let's see, last 4 races, I've gotten 3 DNFs. I've been dropped from 3 of them, so not happy. But this is the way it goes sometimes, right? My motivation to train is super high right now, so we will see if I can get my fitness back. The other guys from our team in the A race did a really great job. Newcomer Victor from our team was able to get 2nd after Tyler Brendel, who was an absolute beast. But yeah, 2nd place in a field like that is a fantastic result. All right, still working on a couple other videos. I'll try to have those out. Oh yeah, if you want to like and subscribe to this channel, that would be cool. If you want to follow me on Strava, you can find me there. All right, that's enough for me. See you later. Beep boop.